Hello, everyone. I'm Chris and I'm really excited today to have you on our live stream as we amplify your brand, the ultimate live on building powerful brands in today's digital landscape. Along with my fellow friend and branding expert, Simao, on the screen there, we are here to share expertise and help you take your brand to the next level. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, a marketing professional, someone tinkering around with a personal brand, this is a live stream with practical insights and strategies that will help you amplify your brand and stand out in the digital landscape. So please get ready, take some notes, take what we talked about today into action, because by the end of this live stream, you have a clear roadmap on how to build a brand that truly resonates with the target audience. So please, thank you for joining us today. And let's find another way to amplify your brand. And today we're doing a visual one. So if you are going to listen to this as audio, we will probably have to send links out after we talk about what we're talking about today, because everything is visual, because it is stickers we're talking about today. Of all things, we're talking about making your brand stick the social way. So we're going to show you how to master the sticker marketing for dynamic social media engagement. And Sim, talk me through why we picked this topic today.
Well, Chris, we don't usually advise people to get on trends. Trends are fads, they come and go, and they don't stick. Which is the direct opposite of what brands are supposed to be. They're supposed to be long-lasting, durable, and not just something that you get a trend onto. Today's topic only enhances the brand when you do it correctly. And we're going to give you a few questions to think about. We're going to walk you through the answers. And then, as usual, strategically point you towards possible outcomes that you may want for your brand. And in the topic of stickers, why would they serve you? And what's this entire sticker conversation? Have you even noticed that the platforms are pushing this hard at the moment? All questions that we're going to go deep into.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one, because not that we're intentionally going to have a bad cop, good cop conversation today, but I love social media and I'm all into it. But, stickers are not my thing when it comes to this. And so I'm looking forward to learning today with you, the approach that you've taken with some of your clients and what you've done successfully with some of the accounts. In saying that, though, I have used them and I do use them, but I use them very sparingly and reluctantly. But that's what we're talking about today, because I think it's a great conversation to have, to learn where it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate, and where it takes your brand. Because there's a real reason we're doing this today, is that there is part of the algorithm at the moment is engagement. So it's not how many likes you have, it's not how many followers you have, but if you're getting high engagement on some kind of content, there is part of the algorithm that says, hey, I'm going to bump this up and put it out there in front of more people who sort of seem to like this stuff or meet that characteristic. So there is a really good reason to get into this and explore it for your brand.
Correct. And like Chris said, what we're trying to do is to give you the perspective of what could be a strategic enhancement of the brand, and not a watering down and make it look silly, because stickers tend to be viral for the silliness factor. There's a funny character and personality, and what we want to give you is the perspective of how to use that personality to your brand's favor. So let's go into the first slide, but first.
So this week we're doing it a little bit differently because it's stickers and animation. So we have to
use a different format.
The platform we're presenting on today. So bear with Sim as he sets it up, and we go into. Now I think it's that one. You go full screen, my friend. There we go.
Yes, there we go.
And then I bring us back here, and you're right to go. Just so everyone knows, Sim can't see me. He's just flying.
I'm flying blind today.
Flying blind. Doesn't get to look at me all day, which is unfortunate for him. So keep going, my friend. Actually, I get this one, don't I? So, what is the P8 program? We've spent 20 years developing the upgrading the branding identity framework. So it encompasses 8 critical sections of the brand, which we call the 8 Ps. An easy to understand and implement program that your business owner, as a business owner, you can amplify your brand quite easily with. So today, aptly, we're going into the green section because we're talking about promotion. So there is Sim just hanging out and highlighting promote. So, look, I think going out, I can hand it over to you, my friend, and you can
Yep.
talk us through what today's all about.
Absolutely. All right. So, what are stickers? Where to use them? How can brands leverage them? And more importantly, how can you build them once you make the decision to either play around or fully embrace the culture that comes with stickers? So, first and foremost, have you seen these animated GIFs that we use in posts, stories, and overlaid content everywhere? Mostly on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. LinkedIn had this story format for a while, but it wasn't really an ideal match for LinkedIn, being the strongly blue collar work related platform that it is. And therefore, it was eventually dropped. However, we spent a whole lot of time in these other platforms and then some. So we're going to cover some of the social media platforms, and the most well-known ones are obviously the ones that we've just mentioned: Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and how stickers are great for brand awareness over time when used regularly. Where where do we use them? Well, on the screen you have this huge toad-faced person, and believe it or not, that is my face. This is one of the first attempts that on a good day. One of my first attempts to play with animated GIFs and make them usable in different platforms. And I started playing with them in stories and posts, and and lo and behold, even in text messages, these are available. Now, you use them to the effect of building your brand, mostly, not Facebook's, Instagram's, or some other social platform. Because if you've noticed, stickers are a feature that's being pushed in all of these platforms, and they come with pre-built solutions, as obviously from a business standpoint, they are enticing you to use existing sets of stickers, just like they provided you with a range of emoticons, so emojis. Stickers are a feature that enhance a message. This message is spoken by somebody. That entity, that somebody, is the brand, and it could be the business brand, just like it could be the personal brand. With that said, we move over to how we can leverage it. On the right-hand side there, you see what I've just spoken about. You've got TikTok sets of stickers. TikTok have really honed in on this particular feature, and they've created a bunch of easy-to-use stickers that are draggable right from the screen that you're creating your content from, so that it just becomes a way for you to build your content, include some variety in it. But the other side of that coin is that you're actually building awareness to the TikTok brand. If you've noticed, their stickers come in their colors, they come in their shapes, and you're eventually building equity on their brand, not necessarily yours. So how do we take control of that? Before we get into it, let's go over how business brands can actually amplify their equity, their emotional connection, and consistency. So by using these stickers, business brands are making interactions with their audience much more engaging and memorable. This this builds and enhances their brand personality. If it makes sense to build a sticker that somehow relates to the brand, just like Instagram has done, just like TikTok has done, we're creating that recognition, right, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. And I think the things you're highlighting here is pretty much when we talk about purpose and why a brand exists and why you do what you do in branding. These are all the high quality key things we want to highlight and talk about. So
correct.
Yeah, right.
Correct.
So we're talking about this, we're actually not going too far from some branding principles that matter.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where we don't get simply on the groove train of the trends, but actually use existing movements and swim along them to bring it back to brand building. So we've talked about brand personality, and then we have also differentiation in the communication you put out. There's a way to stand out in the crowded digital spaces, and by creating a distinct visual identity, you can actually bolt on a set of stickers, build a pack of easily recognizable stickers that can go with the pieces of content that go out. You don't need a full-on template in all occasions, but the stickers are just that little icon, that little funny thing, that little wiggly element on a corner of a piece of content that brings it back to standing out and
Well, not even
creating.
standing out, it's just your personality. So it's a chance to enhance whatever you've
There you
built
go.
on in the past or whatever people are expecting to see of you. You're just putting it in a different medium that may just be more memorable, more engaging, as we're trying to highlight here. Or even if it is just popping up in a space where they weren't expecting to see you, that's another reason to be there, if that makes sense.
Exactly
So,
right. Exactly
yeah,
right. Which
yeah,
over time, like Chris is saying, it builds this consistency. And when you see these elements, you recall in your mind, you recall, oh, that's such and such brand. It reinforces that brand consistency and strengthens that recall among us, the audience. When brands speak to us consistently, we begin recognizing. Again, we've used these examples in the past. Coca-Cola does it really well and very simply. Google do it through their ecosystem of visual identity elements. And all of these are great examples of how we can keep building the brand of the business via the strategic usage of stickers.
yeah.
Another factor is emotional connection. By fostering stronger brand loyalty and affinity, you're creating that little neural connection. Interestingly enough, I don't want to get too much into brain science, but when you connect and when you consistently are recognized, you are inevitably building that connection, whether you as a person or as a brand.
Mm.
You want to say something?
Well, I was going to say, like, you did that with that. I mean, the frog man face thing you did. We didn't get to see it how you used it, or maybe preempting how you've used it in the future slides. But I know it did exactly that. Like, it gave people a funny way to look at you. They got to connect with you, have a joke with you, a bit of a laugh. I know you had a lot of engagement with that one and responded back to people.
Yeah,
And it created that, as you're saying there, that emotional connection with the followers who follow your branding buff approach and just sim yourself, right? So
correct.
it achieved its goal. Even though you can't recognize and know who you are, it was you posting it. And when people found out it was you, haha, like the big moment.
Well, it happened via that emotional connection expressed
Yeah.
through the wittiness that people who know me personally at a personal level know that I am capable of. It's not just this other guy that speaks on branding and all of that stuff. There's a funny side to me, and usually that fun comes with the wittiness. It's a little bit more of other than a blatant, pretty obvious kind of humor. It just comes with with the brand that I support under the branding buff. And then we've just talked about this amplified visual branding. That these visual cues reinforce brand messaging and values and contribute to the constant, cohesive brand image across different touch points and platforms. Now, we've covered the business brands, and the personal brands are not that different. It's just slightly more personal. The expressive communication, it gives you a unique personality and voice, which is more authentic and creates those interactions that can be more relatable. This memorable branding medium or tool reflects your personal brand identity and leaves a lasting impression on your audience. As a personal brand, you will be creating more brand recognition and recall, just like a business brand. And in terms of engagement, then, like Chris said, when you post something really funny, your audience, your friends, your family, your peers will crack a joke. They'll get in on it. They will just type something or find it funny in some way. They will even find themselves laughing behind the screen and then cannot resist just to interact with something. Oh,
That's right.
nice
Yeah.
one there. Nice one there. Really good. I could totally see you, or you would never convince me that was you. Something along the lines, because
Yeah.
the frog face and the Simon face have nothing to do with each other, yet the value behind them, the wittiness behind it, it just creates that moment where people realize, oh, wait a minute, he's having a go. I'm going to get in on it.
Yeah. And I know we're going to show this in the upcoming slide of you using real people and stickers animated in a way. But
Absolutely.
if it's a personal brand, generally you are the brand, is in your face, the way you dress, the way you act. If you're being seen in this medium, it's just another reinforcement of you, whoever you are,
Yes.
the individual running the personal brand. So
yes,
yeah,
very
it's
true,
a
very true. And again, you're basically standing out. In the crowded space, there are personal brands, because the secret is out. Business brands are more than ever reliant on personal brands, and personal brands have become a thing, a topic, a discussion, a coffee table book to discuss. It just has reached that critical mass where everybody realizes, wait a minute, I do have a personal brand. It's not whether I want to have it, it's whether or not I control it. And how can I direct it towards the perception that best aligns with what I intentionally want to put out?
Yeah, well, here's one thing that sort of highlights why stickers is relevant to a personal brand is if everyone is using like the Simpson GIF or the cute kitten GIF or whatever the case be, they're promoting cuteness and the Simpsons, right?
Yeah,
But if you pop up in that same area for, you know, an animation that's to do with laughing, sorry, heartfelt, whatever values you have, and you're showing up in that, it's just another chance to enhance your situation. And if you do have some branding on that sticker, they're going to go check out you rather than the Simpsons and the cute cat.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. With a previous point was, you're not building somebody else's brand, you're building your
Yeah,
own. And
right.
Chris is setting up this conversation into a few slides further, where we actually show you how the personal brand through gifts and stickers can be
Stick around.
Stick around.
More to come.
So how can you build these stickers? Well, the fact is, technology has enabled us to eventually and potentially build them everywhere. That's right. You can be sitting on your couch right now, listening to us, our beautiful voices,
Yes.
and pull out your phone and decide that you want to try it on your very phone. So we'll get there. But you know that TikTok now allows you to create your own stickers, don't you? If you didn't, now you do. Just literally Google TikTok stickers. You'll be taken to TikTok's page, where you will click a button and then proceed to uploading or creating your set of stickers. Instagram has included that feature in a number of ways, actually. Instagram lets you create your sticker based on the existing photos on your phone, and it will ask you for permission to reach those photos, or it will give you an AI powered ability. Check that out. You will find that in your, if you go to stories and you pull up the menu, you look for the stickers, AI stickers, you will be taken to that description of what you want to create. Now, it is still in early days, and AI is not fully developed on that particular feature on Instagram, but it does create features. If you say, create a funny face smiling at the user holding a beer, that's what it will do. It will create an illustration, not necessarily something very photographic, but an illustration good enough to be seen at different sizes. And this is where I really emphasize the stickers are being pushed forward as a feature. We've pretty much explored a number of other features on platforms. The stickers seem to be taking on some more prominence. And then, like I said, your phone quickly lets you create stickers on the fly. And there are also specialized apps and platforms external to all of these social media platforms that are dedicated and specialized and supporting animation with built-in effects, application of text, and all types of bells and whistles. So we're gonna briefly talk about a couple of those.
Ooh, we're getting into
So you've
tutorial
got
mode. I'm going to take some notes.
take some notes. Like I said, you look for TikTok stickers, you'll be taken to the page. You've got the cutouts in Instagram, which is also a reduced ability and look at the moment, but I'm guessing they will develop that once they see people using it more. They didn't scale fully before they didn't fully invest in that before it scales, but this is the moment where you can see that Instagram is trying to push this onto its users. And with that, let's talk about two of my favorite sticker making platforms. And you can do this with pretty much any graphic app, but these are the ones that are easy to use and the most widely used, especially Giphy. With Stickerly that you see up on the screen, this is one that I started using about 3 or 4 years ago with one of my clients. And this client uses a lot of text messaging with clients, with friends, with peers and family. She's a very communicative person, and hence why we decided that it would make sense to test this entire sticker thing that at the time wasn't even a possibility, wasn't even something that people saw as a brand building tool. But nevertheless, we did explore it. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to be very, very transparent with this. I called this client this morning before I prepared today's presentation because I wanted to give myself the true test of how well this has done in building her brand. This, like I said, 3-4 years ago. And I had the pleasure of hearing from the client that every time she uses one of these, on the other side, there's an inevitable expression of surprise, of wonder. And the immediate question is, how did you do that? Which is really interesting because you don't think that you would be able to create your own stickers, your own set of emoticons to use in your personalized communications. But once you do, it just becomes very easy. And again, when you want to enhance a message that you sent that is void of body language, vocal intonation, all sorts of visual cues are not present, this is where you can create and build your brand, your personal brand, with a visual display of what you're already using from other platforms.
Yeah.
Why not build your own?
Yeah. No, and knowing this client and that branding and the stickers, it's just enhancing her personality. So,
oh, this is all about her, and that's the thing that she kept telling me.
Yeah, it's a personal brand, but she's executing on the personality that I know she is. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is not high-end design stuff. We're not talking about, ooh, let's use grids in this and let's make sure that the balance is right. This is a very viral, gut raw kind of approach. These stickers, these GIFs that you see, that's basically what they are. They're animated GIFs that are transported into a platform, and that platform then connects with the devices and other outgoing platforms that are going to use these GIFs. They're mostly funny, in your face, really simple. And you have to consider that when you're building your GIFs. It's not high-end design. This is just really basic, but deep-seated stuff. And every time these expressions go out in one of our messages, people just relay back, that's totally you. I see this all the time happening in our conversations person to person. So that's where the value of building a personalized set of stickers comes in.
Yeah, love it. All right, so what else have we got to show?
We have got the Giphy set of stickers. Ta-da! Again, some very, very borderline, primary, basic, childish kind of stuff. Nevertheless, I have used them, and the fun factor was something that I wanted to build in from the start. I even tried using one of my wife's funny moments, and I actually filmed her, uploaded the movie into a graphic software, built the animated GIF, and went into the Giphy platform to upload this. Now, there's a certain set of rules that comes with Giphy, and we can give you a very quick walk through those rules. You can't simply just go on these platforms, build a couple of GIFs, and then make them worldwide available. That comes with a little bit of time and basically validation of your own profile, as it would be logical in some regard. So this is what is possible through the Giphy. Imagine that when I talk to somebody, when I create a story, when I post a piece of content, I use any of these GIFs. There is definitely going to be a level of differentiation. There's going to be brand recall. My face is splattered all over the place, and reactions will follow. I can assure you that.
I like it. Especially, like, I mean, the ones you've just shown me there, what I was talking about earlier, is like it's you and your personality that we all know, just put into a couple of seconds. Like, so.
Correct.
When put with the right content in the right positioning, it just reinforces the guy we love and enjoy hanging out with or work with, whatever the case be, if your relationship with Sim is. And then with your wife, like I just know she's just, that's just an element of her. I could see her doing that every day of the week, kind of thing. But put that with the right content, I know that it just pops. So
yes, and that's what led to creating the very first GIF on the left hand side there, the smile inside the yellow circle. Most of my friends have told me, man, you have a loud laugh. When I have a moment where I just laugh, and this happens in cinemas, that happens in parties, and happens in everyday interactions, I just let it out, and people know, oh yeah, Simao's here. And I haven't done too many of those in the podcast because it's not relevant, but as Chris can attest, it happens.
Yes.
So that's where the brand recall happens.
All right, moving on. Let's get to the next stuff. So what are we going to
Moving on. Like I said, you could be listening to our soothing voices right now and pull out your phone and decide you want to create a sticker on the fly as you're listening to this. But we are going to leave some suspense and ask you if you want to see a quick, simple tutorial on how to build a sticker in your own phone. You can probably guess it and try to find out yourself. Nevertheless, this is an easy one to make, and it can be done literally by recording the screen, which I did. But I thought that 1 minute, 24 seconds of today's presentation could be better used towards giving you the down low on the sticker's entire rationale. The last and definitely not least of the methods that are available to build stickers is contact yours truly. This is something that I've done myself. I've tested it on clients, and it's worth the try. It's not a massive investment, and it can produce some pretty interesting results over time. Like I've mentioned, it's not like you're going to sell a high ticket item over one GIF, but you will be building your brand, whether that be a business or a personal brand. And it's worth checking out, creating a pack of 5, of 10, of 15, and strategically with goals in mind, obviously, create something that makes sense for your brand.
Yeah, no, love it. I'm looking forward to seeing the kind of inquiries we get to create some of these stickers.
If I can, I want to go back here to Giphy and maybe give you a quick rundown of what happens if you decide to try Giphy as the platform to use. And what you have to do is basically get onto the Giphy website, which is now, by the way, owned by Facebook, who also owns Instagram. So you can see how it all correlates to them wanting to push this feature onto the audience. And then you upload your GIFs, and you have a studio in the platform, but your GIFs will have to go through an approval with your Giphy account before being available to use on Instagram. It's as simple as getting it a branded channel if you're a company, an artist, or a public figure, or an artist channel if you're a singular entity, and you want to upload shareable content on Giphy. The verification may vary in times, but usually within a week. And after a certain amount of GIFs uploaded, I believe it is 10 GIFs that you upload. And if nothing in there is X-rated, if you don't get knocked back and you have a worthy ID,
Yep.
that is
just a quick shout out to Jenny out there who's listening to us. And yes, Jenny, we can make you look like Beyonce if you need to. We'll make it work.
If it serves your brand, even better.
Yeah.
And once the verification is done, you get approved for that account. So it's a relatively simple process, and you can start building that channel today, that artist channel or that business channel. But if it makes sense, you can also talk to us, and we'll walk you through that entire process. With this, we've arrived at our traditional coffee cup moment.
Yes.
Well, in today's digital-driven world, strategically creating a set of stickers offers numerous advantages in leveraging the rich technological environments available. We've covered some of them here today, and you can probably come up with some more by yourself if it makes sense for you. Creating a set of stickers allows brands to harness the power of visual communication, deepen audience engagement, and establish a strong and memorable brand in today's dynamic tech environment. With that, if you'd like to book a discovery session with us, just go to brandyon.agency/brand guardianship. Brand guardianship. Chris and I are experts in our areas. We've been doing this for well over 20 years. So we have a combined over 40 years of experience. We'd be happy to go over your specific requirements. And we also have something that is very, very interesting for brands, which is called a brand guardianship program, structured in 3 simple steps. The first one involves us getting on a call where we discover more about your brand, understand what your business is about, and assess the state of it all, and tie that in with the goals and where your brand needs to be in the future. The second step is selecting an appropriate program for you. One size does not fit all. If you don't need social media, we're not going to recommend that you use social media. Together, we will determine the best program to meet your goals and put your plan in place. Lastly, and definitely the richest part of this entire structure, is the onboarding and ongoing coaching. We implement your plan. We meet regularly with your assigned brand guardian, myself or Chris, and stay focused on amplifying your brand following the plan.
Yeah.
So again, go, Chris.
No, I was just going to say, one of the key things we find with clients is they get really excited at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's when you really get going with your business and you get into the trench of your day to day that you kind of forget some of the basics of your brand. And that's where we find that we really do come in and help clients really enhance it. Or just like the conversation we had yesterday with a client where they understood the value of all this, and they knew that they didn't understand the kind of data or the options they had to brand market themselves. Mm-hmm. And so by working with us, they know now there are things that we come in and we work with them on, and they keep it's like a muscle or the gym membership, keeping it active.
Yes.
Not just paying for it, but never seeing any value in it. It's actually us there to help you keep on going. It's like a personal trainer, but for your brand and your business. So looking forward to meeting you. Ready for that?
Perfect example, Chris. We can walk into a gym and everywhere we look, there's a dumbbell, there's a barbell, there's a machine, there's something. But how do we use them? How do we position ourselves in order not to get hurt? How can we create the best results using those tools and that equipment around us? We're not very good at perspective, generally speaking and individually speaking. I have always had some sort of coaching, physically, mentally, business. Chris also has had his fair share of coaching. So we want to provide that perspective because it's really, really hard to build your business, deal with everyday challenges that are thrown in your way. As you know, they come from all sides. It's phone calls, it's emails, it's people walking in through the door. every interaction is potentially a challenge, and with those challenges, the opportunity is to find the solution. The hidden problem when finding solutions is that when you're finding a solution, you're just basically creating a better problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say that again. When you find a solution, you're basically creating a better problem. Better problems to have, growth. This comes with its set of difficulties, a new devil for a new level. So that's where brand guardianship comes in. I'm sure that within our 40 combined years of experience, we can find ways to amplify your brand. Parting words, Chris.
I'm going to bring us back to us. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We'd love your feedback and comments on how you've used stickers or how effective it is for you. Or if you have no idea what it's all about, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you about how it may work for your brand. It's not for everybody, but we do know that there is a way that it can work for definitely personal brands and for businesses if you look at certain ways your brand needs to either raise its personality or be seen in places that may be just a bit unexpected and give you new opportunities to enhance that brand experience that people may not be having with you right now. So look forward to talking to you next week, Sim, on the next topic we're going to get onto. Look out for the posts during the week, and we're always around on Fridays, so check us out. Look forward to seeing you next week, and amplify your brand. Let's go, guys.
Amplify your brand. See ya.